Hi, this is Crypto's Noob. Welcome to what will be episode 14 of my Gods Unchained Beta PvP gameplay. This is my first live Twitch stream. Hopefully, I can manage to play and have something interesting to say at the same time. I'm going to play one of my traditional decks. This is what I call Odin's Wrath. It is a War Blitz deck, very Viking heavy focused. Um, Not a lot of frontline or creature removal. The idea is to get my Vikings out, get them all to buff each other, and run over my opponent by the time we get to 5 or 6 mana. If we get much higher than that, I am generally not in good shape unless I've managed to have a big Viking out that has not won yet. Oops, I do have Tyr in the deck, though I just removed it by accident. Let's put him back in. And he has saved the day on occasion. So let's go and get started. This is the deck I generally play when I want to win some games. It's pretty easy to play. Blitz is powerful. If you get your Vikings rolling, they can be unstoppable in the early game. If my opponent has lots of removal, that can be problematic because I really need to control the board early. Though having a neutral board with no creatures on it is also generally okay. Let's see. Let's put this guy away for a bit. I'll give him to later. I'm playing against PCOQ, who's playing a Magic God 4C deck, Clear Mind. I'm not sure that 4C is working correctly, so that may not have been a great choice for him. I get a not so great draw on my first turn, so I'll just go ahead and pass. Something I don't like to do, but I also do not like to use my small bag of tricks on the very first turn, if possible. I'll use the large bag of tricks in the first turn sometimes, but the small bag is not so great. Alright, so now he's got his Rolling Watcher out. I need to start trying to kill it before it gets too big. I'll bring out my Belligerent Warlock, and now I'll go ahead and use my small bag of tricks somewhat reluctantly because I'm not going to kill his Watcher this turn. But I do get a nice card in my hand, the Cartesian Improviser. And here we have a bit of a graphical bug. His Watcher actually has 1 hit point, but it shows us 3 on my side. I'm not sure if it shows correctly on his side or not, but that's something you need to keep an eye out when playing. Make sure you know exactly how much people have been injured. It also doesn't always display negative effects like burn and such, so sometimes that can be tricky as well. Yep. The game just crashed, or did it flip out? Oh, it just flipped over. Okay. Alright, now let's see. I need to clear out his lion, and then I can kill his Watcher. So I'll go ahead and use the Warlock. Take the lion out before it gets too big. This will be a nice card in a couple of turns. I pull out my Improviser. I buff somebody in my hand. Oh, the Blacksmith. Okay. Go ahead and Blitz my Improviser. Finish off his Watcher. Now we have a neutral board, like I said before, that I'm okay with. Now it would be really nice to have my bag of tricks and be able to bring somebody out like this Berserker. But unfortunately I do not. So it passes back to my opponent. He's bringing a lot of creatures on the board. 3-1 is, of course, easy enough for me to take care of. I would like to manage to keep a creature on the board. Ah. Well, there we go. I think I'll do that. Go ahead and bring out my Bloodworm. Make him attack into it. and then try to get my Vikings out next turn when I have a little bit more mana. Oh, he brings out his own Bloodworm. That makes things a little more interesting. It's a very good card. 3 mana for a 1/5 frontline that gives burn to anybody that damages it. Kind of hard to argue with that. Okay, now I think it's time to go ahead and pull out the Armorer. If they want to attack into my worm, I'll try to buff it up a little bit. And I'll bring out my Foolhardy Berserker also. Or maybe... yeah, I'll do that so that I can hopefully attack next turn. Taking a chance. Consider putting the Aging Veteran out there and buffing up the worm ahead of time. But I really want to start doing damage with this Berserker, giving +2 attack to another Viking, which I need to bring out. We'll see how it goes. The Blacksmith gives himself some extra health. Not necessarily the best choice, but not the worst one either. Oh, interesting. Uses... I think it might have been better to use that on the worm and then clear out my guys and get to the Blacksmith. But perhaps he didn't know how backline works. It's going to damage my Berserker. I don't have any Viking out to buff. Or maybe he's not. Decides to foresee again. So the current issue with foresee, at least with the ruins, I know, is that you can look at the cards, but if you choose to put one back in the bottom of your deck, then you don't draw a card, which is not exactly what everybody wants. Okay, so let me figure out what I'm going to do here. I want to give this guy +2 health, so he'll be stronger and can survive the attack. I want to bring her out to be a target for his bonus. So let's go ahead and damage the worm. And then I'll blitz the veteran just to get the worm out of the way. And send in my armor to do my first damage to him in the game. But I'm feeling in pretty good shape. He is playing magic, so something like a Faraday cage could be problematic. But if he doesn't have something like that, within a couple of turns, I will have complete control of the board and some buffed up creatures as well. I'm not even too concerned about the Rhino. I'll probably kill it with my Berserker. Yeah, I think that's the best choice. Well, I don't want it. Well, I can buff the Battle Thrall, that's fine. Alright, Berserker's on fire anyway. Go ahead and clear out there. Alright, that's perfect. Gave the bonus to Viking War Maiden. He does 7. Gonna attack with Battle Thrall. Then I'll put the Battle Thrall out of its misery after I attack. I see a lot of people use that before they attack with it. That's a nice one. So now I have 5. Don't want to bring out the bear. So whenever this creature attacks, even if it attacks a god, let's bring out the returned Einherjar. I forget how to pronounce that. Looked it up one time. Do not remember now. Okay. I was wondering what the buff was for a second. I forgot about my Blacksmith. Oh, Deadly Protected. That's always fun. The Cursed Capoeira. So the Leviathan Hunters, these are awesome cards. God, I gotta really think about how I'm going to. Unfortunately, the Barbed Hook is not not a Blitz card, so I get one Blitz. Might as well use it to clear off the protected. Then I'm going to go for the kill here, and let's sacrifice my blacksmith to clear the way, so that these guys can finish things off. And I'll bring out the bear too, just for good measure. So this is what I mean by buffing them up. See, now my Viking Ward Maiden, which starts as a 3-1, has managed to be a 10-2 and taken over the game, along with some help. And having that blacksmith armor in the back is great for this deck because the Vikings generally don't have a lot of health, and they get some of their bonuses from attacking, so they're often damaged as well. So being able to buff up their health from the back line is invaluable. And I'm not sure what PCOQ can do here. Even if he has an Inferno, he's not going to kill everybody. Now he's out of mana. I still have potential 12 damage coming in, and he concedes. So there you go. There's round 1 of Odin's Wrath. We'll go ahead and do another round, see if it works equally as well. Magic is a rough deck to play at the moment. You can do it, but it really requires surviving till late in the game. And at the moment, rush decks and token decks are really the strongest. Now I'm against a player named Fat. He is playing the Light God. Light God has several powers to choose from. I see them played pretty evenly. The healing one is probably one of the tougher ones to get around, especially if you can get out some large front lines to start with. I get a pretty good draw. I'll put this guy back in the deck. I can always play the Valkyrie on turn 1. My preferred play is a Leviathan Hunter or Tartesian Improviser, but barring either of those, the Valkyrie Heartsworn is a fine choice. A 3-1 for 1 mana. It's okay. I don't give 1 health to somebody, though it would be nice. It's not a requirement. Well, now this is interesting. I'm going to try an aggressive play here, since I have the large bag, and bring out my Foolhardy Berserker, knowing that Light doesn't have much in the way of removal. He should be able to attack next turn and give a bonus to whatever Viking I bring out, which will probably be the Valkyrie, which will also give a bonus to his health. And we can start the snowball going early. He is playing the healing power, called Heal. He decides to bring out the Patience Priestess. This is a pretty strong card. I don't have any way to get rid of it immediately. Oh no, I can Blitz, I think. Yes, yeah, let's Blitz. So, well, not with her. No, yeah, let's do this one instead. I'll save the Valkyrie. Alright, then I'll attack this. Either one works. Okay. I'll sacrifice my battle thrall. Take out the priestess. And send it back to my opponent. So the Patience Priestess is something you can't really leave sitting around. It gives everybody summoned frontline. That can be especially annoying in token decks. And you can end up in a situation where you're facing a whole slew of frontline creatures and you just can't get past the damn things. Alright, let's see here. So here I will summon this Valkyrie to buff up my Berserker. I will sacrifice the Valkyrie to clear the front line. I'll attack with my Berserker, who will buff up my Viking War Maiden, who will also do some damage. And then I will continue the Bag of Tricks and give the War Maiden some extra health, since she is now a 5/3. I drew up Tyr also, though I don't think this game is going to go that long. But you never know. You never know what could happen. Light doesn't have any sort of removal, or very limited removal ability. His only hope is to bring out defensive creatures. Since I have control of the board, I can choose how and where I want to attack. In this instance, I'm going to bring out a Dustsworn Raider. We'll buff up the War Maiden some more. She's big enough to attack and survive against the Helos Guardian. Wait. Oh, and nice. His afterlife is not limited to only his creatures. So he buffs up my Aging Veteran with 2 health. Alright. Let's get this show on the road. Oh, she already attacked. Yep. And that's it. So having that large bag of tricks really made a difference this game. Being able to, especially since he didn't have any strong low-level cards that he was able to play, I was able to get my Viking out on the board, who has been continually buffing everybody. There's really not seemed to be much he can do to stop me now. These are just distractions, really. I probably should have ignored them, except that I attacked in the wrong order. Should always attack with the Berserker first. And we'll bring this guy out too, just to emphasize the finality of this moment. Brings out another one of these guys. Would be great, but too little, too late. I'll just sacrifice my Viking War Maiden. Again, buffs the veteran, and we'll finish him off. There we go, 2 for 2 with my Odin's Wrath deck. Both those were players who I didn't recognize, so I don't know how experienced they are. There are other players who have much stronger decks. And I will play one more round with this. We'll see, do best out of 3, see if I can go 3 for 3. And then I will take a break and come back with a different deck to play with. Possibly my Magic deck, which did surprisingly well when I was playing it last night. Here we go, I'm playing against Monkey. He is known for having some pretty strong decks and good combos, and he's playing Flourish, which is still a strong god power, even with it being bumped up to 3 mana, especially with the power of the token decks just in general. Being able to throw down low-cost cards that summon other cheap critters and then buffing them up is just a super strong combo. Huh. He starts with the Leviathan Hunter. Oh, and he goes ahead and uses a small bag. Interesting. Making early play. Well, I'll bring out my own Leviathan Hunter. And we will do something. We'll do nothing for now. Oh, Marshwalker, that's a tough one. Interesting, I thought he might have used his hook on me, but he decides not to. Now I have my Harvest Arachne. This is something that I like to hold in reserve as long as possible. How do I want to do this? I think I need to go ahead. He's going to have 3 mana next turn. I need to go ahead and start clearing some of his guys out. At what cost, I'm not sure. I hate losing a full Hardy Berserker. You know what, I'll go ahead and wait. He only has 2 damage coming at me at the moment. He could potentially spend his mana, but still only 2 creatures. I have my Harvest Arachne Ace in the hole in case he starts giving Swelling Boon to his Marshwalker. Now I've got 2 of these guys. These guys are great, but I need somebody smaller to buff up. What to do? I think I will go ahead and bring out the bear. Make him deal with that. And hopefully sacrifice at least one of his guys, possibly his hook. And that might open the way for me to be able to use my Berserkers next turn. Potentially use them with each other. Not entirely sure how effective that would be. He's gonna use everything to kill my bear. That's okay. Yep, took 5 damage for it. Now he's got his 2/4 tree, or is it 2/5? 2/4. Okay, regenerates 1 a turn. Alright, I think what I'm going to do is bring out, since I can't kill him, and there's any point attacking him, instead I'm going to try to buff up my Berserker. Hopefully high enough to kill him. If not, to at least damage him enough to open him up for an attack next turn. This game is an example of where I don't want to be with this deck. I don't have board control, though I'm not completely behind, but I'm not really where I want to be either. Interesting choice. Alright, so I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to sacrifice this Berserker to kill the Marshwalker. Oh no, wrong one. God damn it. That sucks. meant to buff this guy. Meant to blitz this guy. I blitzed the wrong one. Alright, I guess I will just leave my turn there. But now at least I have 2 5 attack creatures on the board that he has to deal with. He could flourish and potentially use his jungle scout to take out one of the berserkers. We could make a full swap and sacrifice everybody. Oh, jeez. This is a card you do not want to see when your opponent has flourish. Now it would make sense for him to just swap out, leave me with an empty board against a rather large collection of nasties. Oh. He did it in the wrong order. Or no, he couldn't flourish, that's right. Okay, this is interesting. So 1, 3, 5, 6, 8. He has 8, potentially 13 damage on me next turn. I kill one with my Master Tactician. Let's go ahead and do that. And I'm going to try putting him out of his misery. See if I can't draw something good. Play the Raven. Sure, let's try that. Get my attack. Alright, so I'm not out of it yet, but I feel like I'm about to lose board control. He can easily sacrifice his creatures here. Probably summon some more. He has 6 cards in his hand. He can cast a flourish. Ooh, Firewine. That's even nastier. 9. He has 18 damage. Jesus. I think this might be it for me. Oh. Interesting that he didn't kill my creatures too. That's what I probably would have done, gone for killing the creatures, and then I could do 12. Oh man. Oh, now I got it. Yep. Well, unfortunately he quit before I could do it, but I was going to attack with my Berserker. That would have buffed up my White Raven, and I would have been able to do more than 13 damage to him, and won. So there we go, 3 for 3. Viking Blitz deck is pretty awesome. I also get a starter pack, so let's go ahead and core cards. Let's see what I got, if anything exciting. Wow, that's really loud. I can't change it here. Tribal Orc, Shield Bearer, Hoplite, Wildfire. Okay, that's nice. I don't think I have had that one. Oh, I think, yeah. Okay, that's a good nature card. And Spell Sites here. Alright, nothing too exciting. One epic. Thanks for watching. If anybody did watch, I hope it came through. I will end this stream and start a new one in a little bit. Thank you.